The mystery of fate, calculation by birth time, Bazi, 8 characters that determine a person's life. Using the year, month, day, and hour to predict the fortunes of a lifetime is the essence of fate calculation by birth time, known as Bazi. This ancient fate calculation method originated during the Han and Wei dynasties in China, with the system formally established during the Tang dynasty. It was later perfected by Xu Zeping in the Song dynasty and widely adopted by subsequent astrologers. Ching Wittenben Qian was praised by contemporary Chinese astrologers with the saying, "Anam li huk hu trin twin." What is Bazi fate calculation? Bazi, or the 4 pillars of destiny, is a Chinese astrological method used to predict a person's fate based on 4 pillars: the year, month, day, and hour of birth. Each pillar consists of 2 characters, making a total of 8 characters. A skilled fortune teller can deduce characteristics, family relationships, health, career, and life trajectory from these 8 characters. Why such mystical outcomes? From ancient times, there have been many methods to predict the future. Unlike clairvoyants who claim to see or sense things beyond normal human perception, these methods are based on scientific principles to observe and predict. Examples include Indian astrology, Chinese feng shui, astrology, and the I Ching. These practices are grounded in natural phenomena, planetary movements, celestial bodies, and terrestrial arrangement. The connection between nature and humanity. These methods reveal a common theme, the inseparable connection between nature and humans, known in ancient thought as heaven, earth, and humanity. Humans are positioned between heaven and earth, with all cosmic movements and changes directly impacting them. Thus, the natural order can be used to infer human destinies, the essence of yin-yang and the 5 elements. The wisdom of ancient Chinese thought is encapsulated in the theory of yin-yang and the 5 elements. According to this theory, everything in the universe is composed of 5 elements: metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. Each element contains both yin and yang aspects, which oppose and complement each other, creating balance and continuous cycles in the universe. Bazi and the 5 elements, yin-yang, and the 5 elements are present in everything, including humans. A Bazi chart uses these elements in the year, month, day, and hour of birth to determine personality traits, strengths, weaknesses, and predict future fortunes and misfortunes. The influence of birth time on fate. At the moment of birth, the cosmic energies of yin and yang in the 5 elements converge to form the intrinsic qualities of the individual. The 4 pillars and 8 characters at that instant are linked to the person's destiny. Therefore, the time of birth is not random, but predestined. If parents deliberately choose an auspicious time for birth, the chart may not be accurate. Fate is shaped by accumulated virtues and deeds from past lives, with the Bazi merely reflecting the karma of good or bad outcomes. The 5 elements in everything. The 5 elements are evident in the 4 seasons of the year and the 12 hours of a day. Each pillar, year, month, day, hour, is divided into heaven stem and earth branch, with 10 stems and 12 branches representing different elements. The 10 heaven stems, Jia, Yi, wood, Bing, Ding, fire, Wu, Ji, earth, Geng, Shin, metal, Ren, Gui, water. The 12 earth branches, Zi, Chou, Yin, Mao, Chen, Wu, Wei, Shen, Yu, Shu, Hai, Yin, Mao, wood, Si, Wu, fire, Shen, Yu, metal, Hai, Zi, water, Chu, Chou, Wei, earth. Observations and perceptions of the ancients. These divisions are not arbitrary but based on profound observations of nature by ancient scholars. For example, the first 3 months of the year, Yin, Mao, and Chen represent spring, a time for growth aligned with the wood element. Similarly, Si, Wu, and Wei represent summer, linked to fire. Shen, Yu, and Shu represent autumn, linked to metal, and Hai, Zi, and Chou represent winter, linked to water. The transition months of each season, Chen, Wei, Shu, and Chou, are associated with earth. To determine the strength of the 5 elements in a natal chart, the first thing to consider is the month of birth. This is understandable because the time of year is the most important factor determining the strength of the 5 elements. In spring, wood is dominant. In summer, fire is strong. In autumn, metal is prominent. And in winter, water is powerful. This is the natural cycle of the 4 seasons. When discussing the 5 elements, we cannot ignore the principles of mutual generation and mutual overcoming. Wood generates fire, fire generates earth, earth generates metal, metal generates water, water generates wood. Wood overcomes earth, Earth overcomes water, water overcomes fire, fire overcomes metal, metal overcomes wood. Every element exists within a relationship of generation and overcoming with the other four elements. By understanding these principles, one can determine which attributes are in excess or deficiency within a person's chart by examining the four pillars. The five elements in everyone's four pillars are different, which is why no two personalities are exactly alike. The balance or imbalance of the five elements in a Basi chart can reveal a person's character traits, the relationship between the five elements and personality. In cuisine, we have five flavors: sour, spicy, salty, sweet, and bitter, corresponding to the five elements. A skilled chef harmonizes these flavors to create delicious dishes. Similarly, the ideal state for the five elements is balance, with metal, wood, water, fire, and earth creating a well-rounded individual. The five elements also correspond to five virtues. Wood represents benevolence, fire represents propriety, metal represents righteousness, water represents wisdom, and earth represents faithfulness. These virtues are fundamental to describing a person's character. A person with balanced five elements will have a harmonious personality. Conversely, an excess or deficiency of one or more elements will lead to extreme personality traits. Most people fall into the latter category, differing only in the degree of imbalance and extremity. Wood's attribute is kindness and empathy, but too much wood can lead to impulsiveness. Fire's attribute is propriety and enthusiasm, but too much fire can lead to impatience and volatility. Metal's attribute is righteousness and bravery, but too much metal can lead to arrogance and pride. Water's attribute is wisdom and strategy, but too much water can lead to coldness and cunning. Earth's attribute is honesty and reliability, but too much earth can lead to sluggishness and stubbornness. When a Basi chart shows an imbalance among the elements, the person will struggle in life and find it hard to achieve happiness. Achieving balance in life. To achieve fulfillment in life, one needs the supplementation of one or two elements to balance the overall five elements in their chart. This is known as the useful God in Basi. Depending on the arrangement of the 8 characters in each chart, the corresponding useful God is identified, which is the essence of this discipline. There is a saying, first destiny, second luck, third feng shui. If a chart lacks a strong useful God, or the useful God is excessively overcome, the person will face a lifetime of struggles and failures. Such a person can only wait for the useful God to appear in their later years, at which point everything will suddenly change for the better. Supplementing the useful God through feng shui can help, but it only provides minor improvements. Major changes in destiny are predetermined and cannot be altered. The 5 elements and the organs. The 5 elements also correspond to the 5 organs. Wood corresponds to the liver, fire corresponds to the heart, metal corresponds to the lungs, water corresponds to the kidneys, earth corresponds to the spleen. By examining the 5 elements in a chart, one can also predict health and illness. An excess or deficiency of any element will affect the corresponding organ. For example, if wood is too strong, the liver may have issues, and because wood overcomes earth, the spleen and digestive system may also be affected. 2 examples of the mystical nature of Basi. Case 1. In the book Qing Bai Lei Chao, it is recorded that during the Qing dynasty, Minister of Rites Wang Tingzhen and scholar Shen Jing from Shenyang were born at the same hour, day, month, and year. Wang Tingzhen passed the imperial examination to become a jinshi, while Shen Jing became a jurin. Wang Tingzhen held a 6th rank official position, and Shen Jing held a 5th rank position. When Wang Tingzhen was promoted to the 5th rank, Shen Jing was promoted to the 4th rank. When Shen Jing became a vice minister, Wang Tingzhen became a 3rd rank official. Later, Wang Tingzhen became a minister, while Shen Jing remained a vice minister. Thus, their ranks were always slightly different. Their appearances were strikingly similar, and the years of their parents' deaths were also quite close. The Hong Kong fate calculation master Taiwan believed that the difference in their birth locations caused these differences. However, their life experiences and careers were quite parallel. Case 2. In the book Wu Zhao Zhuo, compiled by Zai Zhaozhe of the Ming Dynasty, it is recorded that after Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang of the Ming Dynasty established his rule, he searched for someone in the populace with the same Basi as his. He found a man and brought him to the palace. Zhu Yuanzhang intended to kill him but found him to be an old peasant. The emperor asked how he made a living. The man replied that he raised 13 beehives, which sufficed for his needs. Zhu Yuanzhang laughed and said, "I govern 13 provinces, and you raise 13 beehives. Isn't that similar?" He then rewarded the man and sent him back home. Despite their different statuses, their life experiences were quite similar. For instance, Zhu Yuanzhang governed 13 provinces, while the beekeeper managed 13 beehives. Whenever the emperor fell ill or faced discomfort, the man with the same bazi would also experience misfortune during that period. Observations. These cases illustrate that birth times can reveal the trends of destiny, indicating good and bad times, but not specific details. In the first case, the lives of two people with the same birth time were generally similar. In the second case, the difference was stark. One became an emperor and the other remained a commoner. However, their life experiences and periods of highs and lows were quite similar. Through these examples, we can glimpse the profound wisdom of the ancients and understand how the fourth pillar of destiny continuously influences our lives every moment. In the second part of our video on Bazi, we will delve further into this fascinating predictive science. We will also address 3 crucial questions. If what we say is entirely true, what is the ultimate purpose of these predictive sciences? If our destinies are preordained, what is the point of accurate predictions if we cannot change our futures? Is there a way to alter our fates? The profound science of Bazi, or the 4 pillars of destiny, is a Chinese astrological practice that predicts a person's fate based on the year, month, day, and hour of birth. Each pillar consists of 2 characters, making 8 characters in total. A skilled fortune teller can discern characteristics, family relations, health, career, and life trajectory from these 8 characters. Why such mystical outcomes? Like the workings of the universe, Bazi reveals the inherent order and interconnectedness of nature and human life. To illustrate, here are 2 stories from historical records. Story 1. The fortune teller, Lu, predicts Emperor Qianlong's ultimate wealth. During the Qing dynasty, Emperor Qianlong disguised himself as a commoner while traveling and visited a fortune teller named Lu for amusement. The fortune teller, using the emperor's birth details, was astonished and repeatedly shook his head in disbelief. Emperor Qianlong, curious, asked for the reason. The fortune teller said, "I have been predicting fortunes for over 30 years and am confident in my accuracy. I also predict my own fate and saw myself attaining minor wealth and a modest official position. Yet, here I am still struggling. Today, I see a fate of immense wealth and high status in your chart, such that you should wear imperial robes and jade pendants. Yet here we meet in a marketplace, which is perplexing." Moved by the fortune teller's skill, Emperor Qianlong left without revealing his identity, but later decreed the fortune teller a high-ranking position. Story 2. King Umberto I and the restaurant owner. King Umberto I ruled Italy from 1878 until his death in 1900. One day, he dined at a small restaurant and noticed that the owner looked exactly like him. Upon inquiry, he found they shared the same birth date, month, year, and hometown. Both married women named Margarita, and on April 22, 1868, the day King Umberto was crowned, the restaurant opened. In 1866, both received medals while serving in the military, and in 1870, both were promoted, the owner to sergeant and Umberto to commander-in-chief. These coincidences puzzled the king. The next morning, King Umberto knighted the restaurant owner. Tragically, on his way to the palace, the owner was shot dead by an assassin. As King Umberto arrived, a madman shot him as well, killing him instantly. This bizarre story once shocked the world. Useful God and taboo God in the 4 pillars of destiny, Bazi. If the month branch, the earthly branch of the month, represents the environment and foundation of the Bazi, then the day stem, the heavenly stem of the day, represents the individual. Therefore, the day stem is also referred to as the day master. The day master represents the person whose chart it is. Let's take a specific Bazi chart as an example. Year, Wu Chen, month, Yi Mao, day, Yi Hai, hour. Jia Shen, the day master, is Yi Wood, making the person of Yi Wood nature. Yi Wood born in the month of Mao, the 2nd month of the lunar calendar, early spring, is at a time when wood is extremely strong, making the day master very vigorous. The day branch, high water, supports wood, and the hour stem and month stem, both jiao wood and yi wood, also reinforce the day stem, creating an extremely strong wood presence. This chart clearly shows an imbalance with wood being dominant. A day master that is too strong or too weak is like a person who is either overfed or starving. Both are unhealthy. Although there is Shen metal in the hour branch, metal born in early spring is weak, further weakened by the strong jia wood in the hour stem, making it unable to counteract the day master. The year pillar consists of Wu earth and Chen earth. Wu earth, born in early spring while not at its peak, is supported by Chen earth in the year branch, making the earth relatively stable. The 5 elements should ideally be balanced. In this chart, with too much wood, metal is needed to counteract wood, fire is needed to consume wood, or earth is needed to neutralize wood. Since metal is too weak and there is no fire in the chart, earth becomes the useful god. The useful god is the element that brings balance to the 5 elements in the chart. The overall trend in the person's life will align with the nature of the useful god, leading to stability and happiness. The strength of the useful god in the chart determines how prominently this trend manifests. If the useful god is strong, the person will be healthy from birth, generally fortunate, and encounter fewer misfortunes. Those who have challenging lives often lack balance in their charts, have a weak useful god, or their useful god is overly countered. In the given chart, the day master Yi Wood uses Wu Earth as the useful god. Wu Earth is strong in the chart, indicating the person is healthy and their life generally smooth from birth to adulthood. Birth represents trustworthiness, so the person is honest and values integrity. The dominant wood nature makes the person kind-hearted and helpful, but also free-spirited and undisciplined. Despite the strength of earth, it is significantly countered by wood, indicating digestive issues and stomach problems from a young age. In adulthood, liver-related problems may arise due to the excessive wood energy. This example illustrates the importance of the useful god in Bazi. The useful god is the key to achieving balance and finding happiness in life. Additionally, there is the favorable god which supports the useful god and helps maintain balance in the Bazi. Conversely, the taboo god disrupts balance. Identifying the useful, favorable, and taboo gods based on the strength and weakness of the 5 elements and the day master is the first and most crucial step in Bazi analysis. Living according to the useful and favorable gods while avoiding the taboo god is how Bazi is applied in life. Many parents have spent substantial amounts consulting fortune tellers both domestically and abroad to determine their child's best career path and direction based on Bazi. This can be understood as choosing a career that aligns with the useful and favorable gods. Example careers based on the 5 elements. Wood, east, careers related to plants, gardening, woodworking, textiles, handicrafts, food, literature, and publishing. Fire, south, careers related to electronics, machinery, fuel, computing, and the military. Earth, central, careers related to real estate, natural resources, construction, ceramics, and agriculture. Water, north, careers related to water, wells, sand, dikes, seafood, transportation, advertising, audio, and visual industries. Metal, west, careers related to banking, finance, currency, mechanics, metals, jewelry, machinery, and martial arts. Complex relationships within Bazi. The mutual generation and overcoming of the 5 elements in the 4 pillars create intricate and fascinating relationships. For example, if the day master is Yi Wood and wood generates fire, then fire in the chart symbolizes the person's abilities and talents. For a woman with a wood day master, fire also represents her children. Regarding wealth, career, and other possessions, wood overcomes earth, so earth represents the person's wealth and career. For a man with a wood day master, earth also represents his spouse and children. What commonly restrains people? Metal restrains wood. For those with wood as their primary element, metal represents what restrains or controls them. For women with a wood element, metal also symbolizes their husband. Water generates wood. Thus, water represents what nourishes and supports the individual. Water symbolizes the mother in the natal chart and represents the education, knowledge, and understanding the individual acquires through schooling and social interaction. Other wood elements in the 4 pillars. These represent colleagues, siblings, and friends. By analyzing the 5 elements in the 4 pillars, one can interpret the basic relationships of the individual. Attributes that serve as the useful god, Yongshen, or favorable god, Shishen, for the day master bring joy and happiness, whereas attributes belonging to the taboo god, Jishen, cause misfortune and sorrow. Each element exists within a cycle of mutual generation and overcoming relationships with the other 4 elements. This complexity creates the unique destiny of each person. Some people have well-balanced 5 elements in their natal chart, leading to a smooth and prosperous life. Others may have poorly coordinated 5 elements, resulting in lifelong conflicts and unresolved issues. Example: if the useful god for a male with a wood day master is earth, wood restrains earth. Therefore, the useful god represents career, wealth, and wife. If earth is strong in the natal chart, the individual receives significant support from his wife, and the couple has a harmonious relationship. His career may also progress smoothly, providing a solid foundation for family life. By examining specific examples and fundamental principles of mutual generation and overcoming within the 5 elements, we understand some basic rules for predictions and comparisons commonly used in Bazi. Everyone's fate is predetermined at birth, and through the information of the year, month, day, and hour of birth, we can decode these secrets. In part 3, we will explore more about Bazi. There is a saying, first destiny, second luck, third feng shui. Everything we've discussed so far belongs to first destiny, which is the fixed, unchangeable part of one's fate, also the most important aspect. So, what is second luck? How to examine future luck in Bazi? In life, we often see people who struggle during the first half of their lives but suddenly succeed in the latter half, enjoying wealth and honor. Conversely, there are those who prosper early on but face difficulties later. These phenomena relate to the concept of luck. While the 4 pillars, year, month, day, and hour of birth, define the intrinsic 5 elements that accompany a person throughout life, there is also a 5th pillar with significant influence: the pillar of great luck. Great luck, Dayun, is determined by pre-heaven factors and is the foundation that dictates wealth or poverty. Luck complements destiny, determining whether one experiences wealth or poverty. If destiny is the seed of a tree, luck is the time when the seed falls to the ground. A person with a good destiny but lacking timely luck is like a hero without a stage, holding a precious sword yet using it to chop wood. Only when good luck arrives can the wealth and honor in one's destiny be realized. Each great luck period lasts for 10 years, starting from birth. Depending on whether the individual is male or female and whether they were born in an odd or even year, the great luck is calculated either forwards or backwards from the month pillar. For instance, in the previous example of a male born in the year of Wu Chen, month of Yi Mao, day of Yi Hai, and hour of Jia Shen, since he was born in a yang year, the great luck is calculated forward from the month pillar. Using a specific formula, we find that the first great luck period starts when he is 5 years old. The life trajectory is then mapped out as follows. 1. From 5 to 14 years old, great luck of Bing Chen. 2. From 15 to 24 years old, great luck of Ding Si. 3. From 25 to 34 years old, great luck of Wu Wu. 4. From 35 to 44 years old, great luck of Jiwei 5. From 45 to 54 years old, great luck of Gen Shen. 6. From 55 to 64 years old, great luck of Xin Yu 7. From 65 to 74 years old, great luck of Ren Shu. 8. From 75 to 84 years old, great luck of Gui Hai. 9. From 85 to 94 years old, great luck of Jiazi. Further insights into Bazi in part 3. There is a saying, first destiny, second luck, third feng shui. Everything we have discussed so far belongs to first destiny, which is the fixed, unchangeable part of one's fate and the most important aspect. So what is second luck? Don't forget that we still have 2 crucial questions to answer. What is the ultimate purpose of predictive sciences? And can we change our fate? Join us in part 3 to uncover these answers. The mystery of Bazi, the 8 characters determining one's life. Part 3. Bazi, or the 4 pillars of destiny, is a Chinese metaphysical science used to predict a person's fate based on the year, month, day, and hour of birth. Each pillar consists of 2 characters, making 8 characters in total. A skilled fortune teller can interpret personality traits, family relationships, health, career, and life trajectory from these 8 characters. Why such mystical outcomes? In the first 2 parts, we learned how to interpret basic information about the 5 elements from the 4 pillars of birth, year, month, day, and hour. There is a saying, first destiny, second luck, third feng shui. Everything we've shared belongs to first destiny, the fixed, unchangeable aspect of one's fate. So what is second luck? Examining future luck in Bazi. In life, it is not uncommon to encounter people who struggle in the first half of their lives, but find success and prosperity in the latter half, as well as those who experience the opposite. Such phenomena relate to the concept of luck. While the 4 pillars define the intrinsic 5 elements that accompany a person throughout life, there is also a significant influence from the 5th pillar, the pillar of great luck. Great luck is determined by pre-heaven factors and forms the foundation that dictates wealth or poverty. Luck complements destiny, determining whether one experiences wealth or poverty. If destiny is the seed of a tree, luck is the time when the seed falls to the ground. A person with a good destiny but lacking timely luck is like a hero without a stage, holding a precious sword yet using it to chop wood. Only when good luck arrives can the wealth and honor in one's destiny be realized. Each great luck period lasts for 10 years, starting from birth. Depending on whether the individual is male or female, and whether they were born in an odd or even year, the great luck is calculated either forwards or backwards from the month pillar. For instance, in the previous example of a male born in the year of Wu Chen, month of Yi Mao, day of Yi Hai, and hour of Jia Shen, since he was born in a Yang year, the great luck is calculated forward from the month pillar. Using a specific formula, we find that the first great luck period starts when he is 5 years old. The life trajectory is then mapped out as follows. 1 from 5 to 14 years old, great luck of Bing Chen. 2 from 15 to 24 years old, great luck of Ding Si. 3 from 25 to 34 years old, great luck of Wu Wu. 4 from 35 to 44 years old, great luck of Ji Wei. 5 from 45 to 54 years old, great luck of Geng Shen. 6 from 55 to 64 years old, great luck of Xin Yu 7. From 65 to 74 years old, great luck of Ren Shu. 8 from 75 to 84 years old, great luck of Gui Hai. 9 from 85 to 94 years old, great luck of Jia Zi. Wealth and prosperity depend on destiny, but flourishing or decline depends on luck. To determine whether a Bazi chart signifies wealth and prosperity, one must consider the great luck Dayun. In the given chart, the individual has an excess of wood. Although the useful god, Yongshen, Wu Earth in the year pillar can balance the elements, wood remains overly abundant. Observing the first 2 great luck periods, we see Bing Chen and Ding Si, both belonging to the fire element. With an excess of wood and a deficiency of fire in the natal chart, the arrival of fire in the great luck periods is beneficial. Fire regulates wood by consuming it. Wood generates fire. And also supports the useful god Earth. Fire generates earth. These are indeed favorable great luck periods, indicating a peaceful childhood for the individual. In reality, the individual experienced a loving family, good health, and successful academic performance, eventually going abroad to study in Europe at the age of 19. The third great luck period, Wu Wu with Wu Earth above and fire below. Fire supports earth. This is another favorable great luck period, bringing the useful god Earth into the natal chart. Since wood restrains earth, earth represents wealth in the chart. The arrival of earth signifies the acquisition of wealth. Indeed, at 25, the individual graduated from university, started an internship, and began earning through their profession. Continuing in their career, they achieved stable income. Earth also represents the wife for a male with a wood element. At 28, the individual got married. Currently, at almost 35, they're about to enter the fourth great luck period, Ji Wei. Theoretically, Ji and Wei both belong to the earth element, making this another favorable period. However, the intricacies within Bazi can sometimes lead to unforeseen changes that only personal experience can clarify. The next 2 great luck periods, Geng Shen and Xin Yu. These periods belong to the metal element, bringing balance to the chart. Excessive wood meeting metal is akin to overgrown trees being pruned. In the natal chart, Metal represents authority, indicating possible advancements in career or increased influence during these periods. Hence, these are also favorable great luck periods. Post 65 years, the 7th, 8th, and 9th great luck periods, Renshu, Guihai, and Jiazi, belong to the water and wood elements, which are considered taboo gods, Jishen, in this chart. Life may gradually decline and career achievements may become past glories. However, at this age, individuals often seek new joys in the remaining years of life. Minor luck periods. Besides the 10-year great luck periods, the minor luck periods must also be considered. Minor luck refers to the heavenly stems and earthly branches of each lunar year. For example, 2022 is the year of Ren Yin, and 2023 is Gui Mao. The minor luck period alongside the great luck period forms the 6th pillar. The 5 elements in the minor luck period also influence the overall balance of the natal chart. Therefore, even in favorable great luck periods, there can be bad years and vice versa. The chart we have examined is relatively clear and straightforward. The imbalance of the 5 elements is evident, and the useful god is easy to identify. Overall, this is a favorable chart. For more detailed predictions and interpretations of auspicious and inauspicious periods, one needs to study and gain more experience. Within this video, we aim to share the most basic knowledge with our audience, so we will stop our analysis here. The true purpose of predictive sciences. Bazi and other predictive sciences help practitioners recognize a person's fate through various information. Through the knowledge and examples shared, we can agree that fate indeed exists and is predetermined before birth. What determines this fate? It is, of course, virtue and karma, the good and bad deeds from previous lives. People are often curious about their fate, seeking fortune tellers to learn about their destiny's auspicious and inauspicious aspects, rejoicing at good news and worrying over bad. Some even perform rituals hoping to avert predicted misfortunes. But is this the true purpose of these predictive sciences? Bazi and its deeper meaning. Bazi and other predictive sciences have been passed down for centuries, their origins nearly impossible to verify. Perhaps they are divine clues intended to elevate our understanding of life and the universe. If so, their purpose is not merely to predict the future. In Buddhism, the concept of letting go is often mentioned. Letting go does not mean abandoning material possessions to become destitute. It means letting go of struggles, jealousy, arrogance, and the pursuit of things that only bring more troubles. Through predictive sciences, we understand that our fate is predetermined. Success and failure are not solely the result of our efforts. Therefore, we need not rejoice excessively in success, nor despair in failure. We should do what needs to be done without worrying or pursuing, living our lives freely and naturally according to the preordained path. This may be the true purpose of Bazi and other predictive sciences. Can fate be changed? In other videos, viewers may have encountered stories of people changing their fate by doing good deeds. Indeed, this is possible. Otherwise, the concepts of accumulating virtue and creating karma would not exist. People can change their fate by accumulating hidden virtue. Those who accumulate a lot of hidden virtue in this life can turn misfortune into fortune, with preordained disasters being mitigated or even avoided entirely. How to accumulate hidden virtue? Does this mean simply doing many good deeds, releasing animals, and engaging in charity everywhere? Not necessarily. Only when people help others selflessly, without seeking personal gain, do their actions truly become good deeds that accumulate hidden virtue. Hidden virtue can only be achieved when good deeds are done without the intention of seeking virtue. Doing good deeds for the sake of accumulating hidden virtue will not result in true hidden virtue. Example of a story about Pham Trong Yem, a general of the Song dynasty. Once, Pham Trong Yem bought a house in Suzhou. A feng shui master praised the house for its excellent feng shui, predicting that his descendants would hold high positions. Pham Trong Yem immediately donated the house, converting it into a school. He believed that it would be better for the children of Suzhou to prosper, rather than just his own family enjoying the blessings. As the saying goes, wealth does not last beyond 3 generations, yet the Pham family flourished for 800 years. His 4 sons were all virtuous and talented, becoming prime ministers and high-ranking officials. The prosperity of this family is inseparable from the good deeds and accumulated hidden virtues of Pham Trong Yem and his descendants. Happiness or misfortune in life is determined by virtue and karma. Thus, it is not wrong to say that one should base their life on virtue. If you have virtue, even if you don't have it now, you will have it later. Without virtue, no matter how much you have, you will lose it all. First, destiny. Second, luck. Third, feng shui. Destiny and luck are predetermined and unchangeable. Understanding the laws of fate, letting go of greed, anger, and ignorance, often doing good deeds and helping others, accumulating hidden virtues in a state of non-action, this is the best feng shui for life. Looking at one's appearance reveals their mind. Looking at their mind reveals their fate. Physiognomy, the ancient practice of face reading. Physiognomy has been practiced in the East since ancient times. By observing a person's appearance, one can predict their future and reveal much about their personality. Face reading was used both as an art and a science to explore life. In ancient times, people used physiognomy to choose spouses and appoint officials in the court. It became an integral part of ancient Eastern society, recorded in classic texts such as Jushu Jinian, and became more popular in the West. There are various approaches to dividing and interpreting the face, broadly or in detail, or using the theory of yin-yang and the 5 elements. Generally, the face is divided into 3 sections known as the 3 courts. Upper court, the forehead, from the hairline to the point between the eyebrows, also called the heaven. It reflects early childhood and innate qualities. If it is high, wide, and bright, it indicates full brain development, intelligence, and wisdom, laying the foundation for success. It represents the early phase of life from 1 to 25 years. If high and wide, it suggests a comfortable upbringing. If short, it indicates a practical mind. If the upper court is good but the lower court is lacking, it still denotes unfulfillment. Middle court, from the eyebrows to the philtrum, between the nose and mouth, also called the man. The most important feature here is the nose. A good nose is long, wide, and harmonious. Ideally, it should be high and well-formed with prominent cheekbones. A long nose indicates longevity. It reflects health and vitality. If the upper court is well developed but the middle court is lacking, it suggests a person with theoretical intelligence but lacking perseverance, making it hard to achieve great success. Lower court, from the philtrum to the chin, also called the earth. It should be full, well-developed, and wide. A well-formed chin indicates longevity and stability in later years. A chin that is recessed or has dark spots, blemishes, or moles is unfavorable. Proportion and balance are key principles in physiognomy, indicating prosperity and vitality. The lower court reflects life experiences, struggles for livelihood, and one's efforts for survival. A well-formed chin signifies a stable and prosperous old age, while the thin or sharp chin suggests conservatism and extremism. Using the 3 talents theory, heaven, earth, man, to observe the 3 courts provides an overall view of a person's life path. A balanced 3 courts indicates wealth and honor, while imbalance suggests poverty and hardship. Example, distance between the eyes. The average distance between the eyes is roughly the length of one eye. Physiognomy suggests that this distance can reveal a person's aspirations. Those with a wide distance are often easygoing and adaptable, while those with a narrow distance are typically determined and ambitious. Example, lips and mouth. The thickness of the lips reveals personality traits. Thin lips indicate talkativeness and eloquence. Well-proportioned lips with clear, elegant outlines, rosy color, and upward corners, along with even and white teeth, suggest good fortune. A beautiful mouth, though talkative, indicates a restless mind and potential difficulties in achieving high status. Conversely, a well-formed mouth promises a prosperous old age, successful children, and good friends. Physiognomy and fate. The story of Buddha during the Tang dynasty. Buddha lived a life of poverty in his youth. One day, he met a physiognomist who predicted a life of begging and starvation based on his appearance. He advised Buddha to cultivate virtue and perform good deeds. Shortly after, Buddha found a woman's jade belt on Shangshan Mountain and returned it, saving the lives of her parents. When he met the physiognomist again, his appearance had changed, and the man predicted he would become a high-ranking official. Encouraged by the physiognomist, Buddha continued to do good deeds, proving that one's heart ultimately determines their fate. Indeed, Buddha later became a prominent minister serving 4 emperors. He was revered in the temples of Emperor Muzong, Emperor Jingzong, and Emperor Wenzong of the Tang dynasty. As a distinguished general of his time, he gained high recognition and was renowned throughout the Central Plains and beyond. Historical records commend him for his consistent virtue, comparing his reputation to that of Guo Ziyi. Buddha had 5 sons, all of whom achieved great fame and distinction. The story of Buichuan. Buichuan was from Jiandong, Shanxi province. His parents had a close relationship with the eminent monk, Master Dam Chio, who was skilled in physiognomy. Observing Buichuan's full forehead and well-formed chin, the monk predicted that he would achieve significant accomplishments. At the age of 20, Buichuan married a woman from the Li family. A year later, he moved to Taiwan for an official position, leaving his wife and children at home. Several years later, when Buichuan returned and met with Master Dam Chio again, the monk was surprised to see a drastic change in his appearance. His forehead had become sunken, his chin pointed, and black energy swirled in his palms. The monk warned him of impending disaster and inquired if he had committed any immoral acts. Buichuan reflected and admitted that his only wrongdoing was engaging in an affair with a local woman in Taiwan, which violated ethical norms. Master Dam Chiu sighed deeply and said, "You originally had a bright future, but you didn't cherish it. Engaging in adultery has ruined your virtue, which is truly regrettable." Gradually, misfortune befell Buichuan. While bathing one day, he was assassinated with a single blow to his abdomen, dying in agony. The principle of appearance, reflecting the mind. A person's appearance changes according to their thoughts and deeds. This concept, prevalent in both Buddhism and Taoism, posits that one's outward appearance reflects their inner state. The appearance is merely an external manifestation, while the mind is the internal activity. The appearance changes in accordance with the mind, reflecting the principle that scenery changes with the mind, appearance is born from the mind. This relationship can be seen as the mind being the cause and the appearance the effect. Scientific perspective, traditional Chinese medicine, modern physiology and psychology have all analyzed this principle. A person's appearance is a combination of form and spirit. The form is the physical appearance, present from birth, while the spirit is shaped by one's cultivation and thoughts over time, manifesting in their daily life. This is known as what is inside will manifest outside. Thoughts affect the body. A calm and peaceful mind leads to harmonious blood flow and stable organs, resulting in a healthy body and a serene expression, making interactions pleasant and joyful. Confucian perspective, Junzi stated, outward appearance is not as important as inner mind, and inner mind is not as important as virtue. In the influential ancient text Tai Ching Shen Jian, it is written, virtue is the foremost manifesting in actions. Virtue precedes form, form follows virtue. Cultivate good, avoid evil, and misfortune can be averted. The concept of knowing the mind through appearance. Beauty is a form of blessing. All blessings have their origins, such as wealth coming from generosity and beauty from kindness. By middle age, one's appearance stabilizes, reflecting their character. Appearance is not fixed from birth but evolves through long-term mental cultivation and actions. Thus, one's appearance reveals their future fate. The first half of life is influenced by past lives, while the second half is shaped by one's actions. Therefore, one must take responsibility for their actions as they age. Kind-hearted individuals exude a peaceful aura, making them pleasant to be around. In contrast, selfish, cunning people are often unpleasant and even repulsive. Even if someone is physically attractive, their negative traits make them less likable. Example of twin brothers, Cao Yotio and Cao Hiotich. Cao Yotio and Cao Hiotich were identical in appearance, behavior, and intelligence. Taoist master Tran He Qi, upon observing their features, predicted they would both achieve high ranks. During the autumn exams, they stayed with a relative. A beautiful young widow lived next door. While Cao Yotio focused on his studies, Cao Hiotich engaged in an affair with the widow, which led to her public shame and suicide. After the exams, Master Tran observed a stark change in their appearances. He predicted Cao Yotio would succeed, while Cao Hiotich, whose features had changed negatively, would fail and meet an early death. Cao Yotich indeed failed and died in frustration, while Cao Yotio became a prominent official with a prosperous lineage. Tran He lamented, "It is easy to read someone's appearance, but not their fate, as fate is determined by heaven, while appearance is shaped by one's actions. Those who align with heaven's will and harmonize their actions will prosper," demonstrating that blessings and misfortunes are invited by oneself. This translation captures the Buddhist principles of karma, virtue, and the interplay between one's inner state and outer appearance, emphasizing the importance of ethical conduct and inner cultivation. Appearance arises from the mind, circumstances change according to the heart. One morning, I passed through a park near my home and saw people meditating early. The early summer air was clear, the lake fragrant with lotus blossoms, the flowers blooming fresh and dewy, creating a serene and pure atmosphere. I noticed a girl meditating, her presence akin to a summer flower. I didn't know how or why, but her beauty moved me deeply. It wasn't a conventional physical beauty. She sat in meditation, eyes gently closed, her face and the world around her emanating a light from within, making her appear as though she was sitting in a lotus throne, radiating a spiritual light. I knew this light could not be achieved with makeup. Later, I learned she was practicing a Buddhist meditation. The unusual light that calmed me and left me speechless upon meeting her was because she continuously cultivated herself according to the principles of truth, compassion, and tolerance, sincerity, kindness, and endurance in all circumstances with anyone she encountered. People are the flowers of the earth, the essence of heaven and earth, inherently aligned with the characteristics of truth, compassion, and tolerance of the universe. When born, they inherently possess the pure essence of heaven and earth. My teacher says that doing good can change one's destiny and even alter one's appearance. Every blessing has its origin. Wealth comes from charity, honor comes from humility, and beauty comes from gentleness and kindness. Can a person change their destiny? The answer surprises many. Years ago, Confucius predicted that Ronghuan would die at 53. However, when Yuan Huang himself recorded this story, he was already 69 years old. What had changed his life path? There is a saying, life and death are predestined, wealth and honor are in the hands of heaven. If it is in one's destiny, it will come. If not, it cannot be forced. This means that wealth or poverty in life is already arranged in destiny. So can a person change their destiny? I hope the following story will provide some insight for those living unsatisfactory lives. Encounter with a sage who predicted fate. The story took place in the Yuan family in Zhendao village, Jiashan County, Zhejiang province, during the Ming dynasty in China. In 1533, the Yuan family had a son named Yuan Huang. The family had a rule. Being an official is extremely risky. If you do poorly, you may lose your life. Therefore, descendants must never become officials. Thus, when Yuan Huang was born, the family planned for him to study medicine. If he studied well, he could practice and help people. If he did poorly, he would still know some health preservation techniques to support the family. Time flew by, and Yuan Huang turned 12. One day, he wandered alone to Zuyun Temple, where he met an elderly sage with white hair and beard, but a youthful face, exuding an otherworldly aura. This sage predicted Yuan Huang would place 14th in the county exam and 71st in the prefectural exam, and ranked 9th in the examination for head scholar. Half believing, Yuan Huang heeded the sage's advice, diligently preparing for the exams. A year later, the results matched the sage's predictions exactly. Yuan Huang, convinced he had met a living immortal, sought the sage's help to predict his entire life's fortune and misfortune. The sage did not refuse and calculated Yuan Huang's fate. When he would pass each exam, become a county magistrate in Sichuan, retire, and even predicted that Yuan Huang would die at 53 on the 14th day of the 8th month at the hour of the ox, without having any children. Yuan Huang recorded the sage's words and awaited their fulfillment, changing destiny through good deeds. While studying at the National University, Yuan Huang received news that his recommendation letter was rejected. Disappointed, he remained a scholar. A year later, he was promoted to a tribute student. Calculating, he found he had just received 91 picals and 5 dough of grain as a stipend. This event deepened Yuan Huang's understanding of the saying, life and death are predestined, wealth and honor are in the hands of heaven. He realized that everything in life, including fame and fortune, was predestined. If it's a blessing, it won't be a misfortune. If it's a misfortune, it can't be avoided. With this understanding, Yuan Huang began to accept everything as heaven's will. At 21, Yuan Huang went to the National University in Shuntian Prefecture, now Beijing, as a tribute student. Besides attending classes during the day, he spent his free time in meditation. On a journey home to Jiangsu, Yuan Huang passed Mount Xiahe and heard of a high monk named Chan Master Yun Gu on Mount Tianhe. Yuan Huang decided to visit the mountain, meet fellow practitioners, and pay respects to Chan Master Yun Gu. They meditated together for 3 days and nights without sleep. Impressed by Yuan Huang's focus and steadiness, the monk said, "The reason ordinary people cannot become saints is due to constant thinking. You can meditate without moving for 3 days, which is excellent." Unexpectedly, Yuan Huang sighed and said, "Master, you don't know, my entire life, including when I will be born and die, how much food I will eat, and what work I will do, has been foretold by Master Kong. No matter how much effort I put in, I can't escape my fate." The monk explained, "Ordinary people find it hard to let go of worldly pursuits, so they remain in ignorance and cannot escape their fate. However, fate only binds ordinary people. 2 types of people are beyond fate, those of great virtue and those of extreme evil. Those of great virtue, even if predestined to suffer, can change their fate through their immense virtue. The extremely evil, even if destined for blessings, will turn those blessings into misfortune through their actions. In the end, they become impoverished and die prematurely." The monk continued, "Someone has already read your fate, but if you live according to it, aren't you just resting on your laurels? How is that different from an ordinary person? Why not change your fate by cultivating virtue and elevating your moral character?" Yuan Huang, enlightened by this, continuously nodded in agreement. Changing fate begins with self-cultivation. Chan Master Yun Gu asked Yuan Huang to recount all of Kong's predictions. After listening, he said, "Do you think you have the fate to achieve fame and fortune, or to have a son?" Yuan Huang lowered his head, contemplating for a long while before replying, "I don't think I am qualified. People say that those who achieve fame must at least have a noble countenance, a naturally blessed appearance. With my poor fate, I haven't done anything virtuous or charitable in my life. Moreover, I have a quick temper and a narrow mind. Sometimes when I talk to others, I speak harshly and sharply, which shows I lack blessings. How can I possibly pass the exams? As for having a son, I have a fear of dirt and dislike close contact with people. I often say things that hurt others. I also have a love for alcohol, which depletes my energy. Additionally, I stay up late, which harms my spirit. I guess this is why I am destined not to have a son." The master said, "The wealthy have the fate of the wealthy, and the starving have the fate of the starving. Those with virtuous conduct will have descendants. Lack of descendants is due to a lack of virtue. The law of cause and effect over many lifetimes is arranged without error. Kong predicted that you would not have fame or a son, which is heaven's decree. However, if you begin to cultivate virtue and accumulate hidden merits, sowing the seeds of good fortune yourself, why worry about not reaping the harvest?" The Book of Changes states, "A family that accumulates goodness is sure to have an abundance of happiness." If fate couldn't be changed, why would this saying exist? The master's teaching resonated deeply with Yuan Huang. One night of deep reflection was worth more than 10 years of reading books. Yuan Huang knelt before a Buddha statue, reflecting on and repenting his wrongdoings. He then vowed to pass the exams and, upon achieving fame, to perform 3,000 good deeds to repay his ancestors' kindness and sow the seeds of good fortune for himself. The master gave Yuan Huang a small notebook to record his good and bad deeds each day as a reminder. Changing fate begins with self-cultivation. From then on, Yuan Huang adopted the name Yuan Liaofan. After parting from the master, Yuan Huang changed his previously undisciplined lifestyle. He became diligent and careful in his studies, no longer wasting time. Even when alone, he avoided wrongdoing. He constantly reminded himself that the gods were watching. Yuan Huang maintained kind thoughts. When people were rude or disrespectful to him, he accepted it with a smile, handling matters calmly. The following year, the Ministry of Rites held an examination. Kong predicted Yuan Huang would rank third, but he achieved first place. Yuan Huang was overjoyed, surprised that changing his fate had such immediate results. Thereafter, he always examined whether his good deeds were done with genuine intentions. He completed the vow of 3,000 good deeds and hoped for a son, pledging another 3,000 good deeds. The following year, his wife gave birth to a healthy son named Yuan Tiankai. In the next 3 years, the couple worked together to complete the promised 3,000 good deeds. Yuan Huang took his wife and son to pay homage to Buddha, kneeling and saying, "I have fulfilled my previous vows. Now, I vow to perform 10,000 good deeds and sincerely pray for Buddha's blessings to help me achieve high ranks and become a Jinshi, advanced scholar." 3 years later, Yuan Huang passed the Jinshi examination and became a county magistrate. However, as a magistrate, he and his wife worried because his work involved drafting official documents, leaving little time to meet people. How could he fulfill the vow of 10,000 good deeds? One night, Yuan Huang dreamt of an immortal who told him that one deed could complete the vow of 10,000 good deeds, reducing taxes for the people. Upon waking, Yuan Huang couldn't understand how one deed could equal 10,000 good deeds. Master Yun Gu explained, although reducing taxes is one act, it benefits thousands of people in the entire county, so it counts as 10,000 good deeds. Yuan Huang was overjoyed and went to the temple to give thanks. Years ago, Kong predicted Yuan Huang would die at 53, but when Yuan Huang wrote this story, he was already 69. Yuan Huang realized that blessings and misfortunes are self-created. Blessings and misfortunes arise from oneself. Dear friends, the story of Yuan Huang shows that although he was fated to live only until 53, he extended his life to 69 through diligent good deeds, surprising many. No matter how our lives are predestined, may we all strive to improve ourselves daily, help others, and maintain a kind heart, cultivating virtue to guide our destiny towards better outcomes. The Buddha's simple method to change destiny. The method to change one's destiny taught by the Buddha is incredibly simple. Practice good deeds and accumulate virtue. This is the root of all blessings. Those who practice good deeds and accumulate virtue will receive blessings and be able to change their destiny, not through talent or personal strength, but through kindness and good actions. The story of Yuan Huang demonstrates that both blessings and misfortunes arise from oneself. The story of the old man, abandoned by his 5 children. When the Buddha was still in this world, there was an old man with 5 children, none of whom wanted to take care of him. Having no other choice, the old man had to beg on the streets. He felt his life was filled with suffering and resentment because of his children's unfilial behavior, but resigned himself to his miserable fate in his old age. One day, he met the compassionate Buddha and asked, "Is there any way you can change my fate?" The Buddha asked him, "Do you know what gratitude is?" The old man replied, "I do not know what gratitude is. Please enlighten me." The Buddha pointed to the stick in the old man's hand and asked, "Do you feel grateful for the stick in your hand?" The old man said, "I am very grateful for this stick. When I encounter aggressive dogs while begging, it helps me chase them away. When I walk on rough paths, it supports me and helps me walk steadily. When I am tired, I lean on it to sleep. It is my mental support. Therefore, I am very thankful for it." The Buddha praised him and said, "From now on, each day, hold this stick and do not forget to say thank you. At some point, your fate will change." Trusting the Buddha's words, the old man began to express gratitude every day. He thanked not only people but also those who gave him alms, and even those who caused him suffering and cheated him. Saying thank you filled his heart with gratitude and washed away resentment. One day, when the Buddha was giving a sermon, the old man thought, "The happiness I have today is granted by the Buddha. I must thank him." So he went to hear the Buddha's teaching. Seeing the old man, the Buddha said to the assembly, "Today, we invite a practitioner to share his practice of the gratitude samadhi." The Buddha invited the old man to the stage to tell his story. That day, the old man's 5 children were also in the audience. When they heard their father say, "If one should be so thankful to a mere stick, How much more should one be thankful to one's parents who gave them life? If one does not know how to repay their parents' kindness, they are no better than beasts. Moved by the story, the 5 children rushed to the stage, each vying to take their father home, saying, "Come home with me, come home with me." The Buddha then told the old man, "Your fate has changed. A person with gratitude will have everything. A person without gratitude will lose everything." The Dharma teaches us to repay kindness, not to seek revenge. Treat others with kindness to accumulate great virtue. Always remember to repay even a drop of kindness with a flood of gratitude. As for the wrongs done by others, forget them as soon as possible. Do not hold grudges, for benefiting others is benefiting oneself, and harming others ultimately harms oneself. The story of the wise old man. One day, a well-known learned elder in the village was asked, "Which is more important, the sun or the moon?" The elder thought for a long time before replying, "The moon is more important because it shines at night when we need light the most. During the day, it is already bright enough." You might laugh at the elder's seemingly foolish answer, but don't many people think this way? People often take for granted those who care for them daily. They feel it is meaningless. But when a stranger helps them, they see the stranger as good. Parents always spend money on their children, and children feel it as natural. When outsiders spend money on them, they feel deeply moved. Isn't this similar to appreciating the moon while disregarding the sun? A girl once quarreled with her mother, left home in anger, and vowed never to return. She wandered outside all day, her stomach growling with hunger, but she had no money and felt too ashamed to go home. As night fell, she stood outside a restaurant, salivating at the smell of food, but without a penny. Suddenly, the restaurant owner approached and kindly asked, "Would you like some noodles?" Embarrassed, she replied, "I want to, but I have no money." The owner smiled and said, "It's okay, today it's on me." The girl could hardly believe her ears. She sat down and soon a bowl of noodles was served. As she ate, she said, "You are so kind." The owner asked, "Why do you say that?" She replied, "We don't know each other, yet you are so kind to me, unlike my mother, who never understands me and always makes me angry." The owner laughed, "Girl, I just gave you one bowl of noodles and you are so grateful. Your mother has cooked for you for over 20 years. Shouldn't you be more grateful to her?" Hearing this, the girl was enlightened, tears streaming down her face. She realized how wrong she had been to her mother. Unable to wait to finish her noodles, she ran home. From afar, she saw her mother anxiously standing at the door looking around. Her heart ached, feeling that even 1,000 or 10,000 apologies wouldn't suffice. Before she could say anything, her mother rushed out saying, "Where have you been all day? I was so worried. Come in, wash up, and eat." That night, the girl deeply understood her mother's love. People often forget the warmth of the sun when it is always present, just as they overlook the love their mother gives when she is always there. A person who is cared for but does not feel gratitude is like believing the sun is redundant. May we all recognize the importance of both the sun and the moon. Message from 2 stories. In our daily lives, we often take for granted what we have, assuming their existence is natural. We tend to complain about what we lack, believing fate is unfair and the world owes us a great deal. In reality, gratitude is a positive attitude towards life. As someone once said, be grateful to those who have hurt you because they have strengthened your resolve. Be thankful to those who have deceived you because they have added to your experience. Be appreciative of those who disdain you because they have awakened you. We should carry a heart of gratitude, be thankful for life, for all those who have helped us grow. Appreciate everything around us. To cultivate a heart of gratitude, we need to mindfully observe and feel. Grass grows robustly to repay the spring sun. Children study diligently to honor their parents' nurturing. Being grateful for life will bring you the bright sunshine. The passing clouds, the blooming and fading flowers are all worthy of our appreciation. Thank the moon, but also remember to thank the sun. It's true that when we focus too much on what we don't have, chasing after it, we forget the existence of what we already have, taking them for granted without appreciation. Only when we lose them do we realize their value, and sometimes it's too late to get them back. Therefore, always maintain a positive attitude, expressing gratitude for everything and everyone around you. Express your gratitude to those who have helped you, and always keep appreciation in your heart for everything around you. This not only helps you live a better life, but also creates a life full of meaning and happiness.